Hey friends, welcome back to Simply Home and Harvest. Hope you are having a good day. I'm Jen and we do a little bit of everything on this channel. We cook, we preserve, we garden, and today we're going to clean up a bank. Hold on, there we go. No, there we go. Okay, now I got it. Coordination may not be my thing today. All right, we're gonna clean this bank, get all of these trees out so that when the leaves decide to finish falling, we can blow everything out and make this place look nice. We are hosting Thanksgiving, so we're getting a little bit of our yard work done today. We are 2 weeks away today, and we're gonna get that done so that we don't have to worry about it last minute. Plus, rain is coming. Rain is coming in the forecast tonight, and it looks like next week's gonna be a week full of rain. So trying to get some things accomplished early. So that's what we're doing today, and maybe some other things, but we'll just take it one step at a time. Okay, here's our before picture. Get all of these trees cleaned out. When you do these jobs, you don't feel like you're making any progress. So just to record all the progress that we've made so far. We're getting there. We still have a little bit more to go. Okay, we finally made it down to the garden. I did harvest more lettuce today, and I'm just letting all these little shoots right here continue on, and they'll keep producing. But I want to check on the carrots, and I know there's so many weeds in here it's hard to see what's what, but we do have carrots growing, so I'm going to dig around those and see if there's anything happening there. And then I think we're going to leave our cabbage to go for a few more days, but we're going to go ahead and get all this broccoli harvested. These are the little florets that we left, or the little side shoots we left last time, and they're starting to get a bright green to them. And this one too, this is the other two heads that we left. So I want to go ahead and get these out because I think it's probably past time. So we're going to do that today. The plan was to check the carrots, but when I loosened the soil, I accidentally pulled this one on out. So you can see that it's really, I guess, like a fingerling. It's not a full-grown carrot, but it's getting there. So I'm going to go ahead and take this one inside, and I'll add it to a salad. But that makes me think that the rest of these need to hang out a little while longer. Okay, I did some research, and because it's so firm to the touch, even though it's not very large, it's time for it to come out or it can start cracking, and I don't want it to dry out. So I think I've got two that are about at the same point. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these cabbages out, and then all of the broccoli, I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of it out too. I am thrilled with today's harvest. Sorry, I got a little shaky there. 2 large heads of broccoli, all these little broccoli side shoots, 2 nice size heads of cabbage, and 2 accidental pullings of carrots, which that one would probably have been big enough to go ahead and take, but I'm going to let the rest hang out in there just because I want to see if they get any larger, and because they're underground I don't really need to worry about frost and all that. So we'll come back and check on those in a couple of weeks, but between that and a nice bowl of lettuce, I'd say pretty good day. Pretty good harvest. Here's an update. We didn't get to this part. We'll save that for another day, but we did get all the way up here. We got all of these trees, all those little trees that were growing. All of those are gone. That was a lot of hard work, and I so appreciate my kids for really pitching in and helping Alex. He wore himself out, but we're gonna get back on this another day. We'll get the leaf blower out, blow all those leaves, and make it nice and clean, hopefully in time for Thanksgiving. So here's a little story time segment in today's video for you. Everyone go and get yourself one of these. About a month ago, I was at Aldi, and we have never had a fire extinguisher in our house. I know, not the smartest choice, but I saw it at Aldi. Alex had just studied fire safety. I may have even told you about this in a video. I did, because I think it was in my grocery haul. And I picked up a fire extinguisher, so you'll remember that if you saw that grocery haul. Well, I had to use it tonight. I had planned to make turkey burgers on the grill, and we still had turkey burgers. We just had to bring them inside and cook them. But I have used the grill successfully many times, even though my husband is telling me that he is revoking my grilling privileges. At this point, I really don't care. I will give them up freely because it kind of freaked me out. But I heated up the grill like I always do, and it just, you know, sometimes you'll have a grease fire. They last for a little while, and then, you know, they die down if you keep the grill covered, keep the lid on the grill. And I did that, and I waited, and I said, surely it'll die down. It just kept getting worse and worse. So I went out there, I turned everything off, turned all the burners off, turned the gas off. It kept getting worse and worse. I called Tim, I couldn't get him. So my neighbors next door, they have come to my rescue so many times, and I love them. And if you're watching, thank you again. But I called and I said, are you home? You know, and plus my neighbor is an avid griller. She loves to grill. I said, I've got a grease fire in my grill. She said, I'll send my husband right up. So he came up and he did everything I was doing, but we both knew not to put water on it. I've always heard that. Don't put water on a grease fire. In fact, I thought I had remembered correctly that you put flour on a grease fire, but now I believe it's baking soda. So I wouldn't have had enough baking soda in the house probably to put this fire out. But we used the flour we had, dumped that on there. It didn't do much. So we ended up using this fire extinguisher, and that made it less angry. It took the fire down a couple of notches, but it still did not go out. This definitely saved probably our deck from catching on fire because it was really bad. My neighbors said they could see the flames from their house. So long story short, get yourself one of these and be careful. Always check your burners to make sure your gas grills, to make sure that the grease, you know, you clean them really well, which I was burning the grease off like we always do, but tonight it didn't go like it normally does. So I am very thankful this evening, and when I lay my head on my pillow tonight, I have got a lot to thank the Lord for. I just kept on thanking him over and over because it could have been so much worse, but thankfully my neighbors were there and this fire extinguisher was there and his hand of protection was upon us. We're going to end the evening on a high note, and we're going to make our cranberry sauce. I said, if I don't get anything else done tonight, I'm going to get the cranberry sauce done. But we did have a really good dinner. We had little turkey burger sliders that I made on the electric griddle, and it all worked out in the end. But anyway, not the way I wanted to spend the evening. Okay, we're going to get our cranberry sauce going. So you'll need a pretty large stock pot. I'm going to use my trusty Dutch oven for this recipe. And to that pot, I'm going to add 2 12-ounce bags of whole fresh cranberries. And then I'm going to add 3 cups of water. And we're going to add 3 cups of sugar. Alright, so I'm making a change. I went ahead and took out a cup of water, and I'm going to add a cup of apple juice in instead. So that's now 2 cups of water, 1 cup of apple juice. Because I read a recipe that was on the back of the bag of cranberries, and I liked that one better. So I'm going to adapt it a little bit. It called for brown sugar. We've already put our white sugar in there. If I had seen it first, I would have used the brown sugar. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it like this. I'm going to add a little bit of allspice to it. I'm only adding about 1/4 teaspoon of ground allspice here. I'm going to go ahead and get that mixture boiling, and it needs to come to a rolling boil for about 10 minutes. Now, I started stirring it at the beginning, but when those cranberries start to burst open, and you'll see that happens pretty quickly, it all comes together really fast. So there toward the end, I just stayed right with it and kept stirring it because I didn't want it to burn on the bottom or start sticking to my pot. All right, I've got the canner heating up, and I want to taste this and just see if I need to add anything else. So you can see that it's got a gel consistency to it. It's really thick, and that's exactly the way I want it. I also like that it has some of the whole cranberries still in it. That's my favorite way to have cranberry sauce. All right, so I'm gonna try it. It definitely has a really good taste to it. I didn't have any orange zest, but I did have pure orange extract. I thought about adding a drop in there, but I don't think I'm going to. I think it's good like it is. Now at this point, you have fresh homemade cranberry sauce. You can go ahead and use this, store it in your refrigerator for a week or 2 if you'd like, but I wanted to go ahead and can mine. I'm not going to use all of it this Thanksgiving, so I might save one for later in the year, and then I am going to another Thanksgiving event, and I thought I would bring the cranberry sauce to that. So it would be easy to transport that way, and I knew I could get about 3 pints out of it, so I just decided to do that. My canner was already out, and even though that, you know, takes a little bit of time to heat everything up and to process your jars, it worked out for me. Now go ahead and put your jars in your canner, and we are water bath canning. We do not need to pressure can for our cranberry sauce. Once our water comes to a boil, I will lower the rack down into the water and let these water bath can in the boiling water for about 15 minutes. Now it's time to carefully lift the rack out of the water, and I'll let them rest for just about 5 minutes until I move them to my cooling mat. And at this point, I will let them sit overnight, just cover them, and they'll just come to room temperature, and that way we can ensure that sealing process. I think they look so festive. I'm excited to have something already made ahead for Thanksgiving. I think that's the secret, y'all. That's the secret to hosting a stress-free Thanksgiving, is to go ahead and make some of those dishes ahead. So I hope that you will try this. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to live simply, use what you have, and enjoy the moments you've been given. Bye for now, friends.